County Clerks Association, could please join the table.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, member of the committee. I'm Bill May, Director of the County Clerks Association. It's always a pleasure to be here. We have with us Leslie County Clerk James Lewis, who testified on...
Bill, could you scoot that mic a little
sorry.
bit closer to you? Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. We have with us Mr. James Lewis, Leslie County Clerk, who testified last month before the Interim Joint Committee on our legislative package for election issues. And I want to say one thing about Mr. Lewis. He's actually certified in federal court as an expert witness on elections. So he's our election guru and someone that can answer almost any question that you may have. Hopefully there's not a whole lot today based on the testimony from last month. And also joining us is Chris Wall, our newly elected President of the County Clerks Association. So I will turn it over to Mr. Lewis for discussion of our package.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. James Lewis, Leslie County Clerk, Chair of our KACo Election Committee. I'll be very brief. We propose to amend KRS 132017, and this is on recall elections that are special elections held outside the November general election date. The time frame in it currently does not allow clerks to meet other statutory requirements of having our absentee ballots printed 45 days before the election, because this chapter actually requires we have the election no later than 45 days beyond certification of the petition. So we certainly need to make that change, because federal and state law requires the absentee ballot to be printed 45 days before any election, special election. Okay. Also, amend 117035, and this deals with County Board of Elections meetings. In the off years, such as this year, there's really no business for county boards to, or very little business for county boards to attend to. We would propose that the meetings be upon call of the county board chairman or any two members of the county board as needed. Also, we would suggest and hope that the General Assembly would amend 117343, and this is a statute that allows reimbursement to county clerk's offices for election expenses by the state. The current statutory language is not to exceed 50 cents. Right now we're getting 68% of that, 34 cents. We would propose that the language should be shall be 50 cents, because we are a fee office and our revenue is limited. Also amend 117075 and 117085 to allow county clerks to, of course, email the absentee ballot application to a voter. The application would then be mailed back. This will speed up the process of getting the absentee ballots to the voter. And with that, would also amend those two same sections to require the application to be back into our office 14 days before any election rather than 7. And this is because we get so many absentee ballots after the election date. They meet the statutory requirement, the application is in our office by 7 days, but the mail process seems to have slowed down over the last few years, and this would, of course, help eliminate those ballots not being counted. Okay. Also would amend 116055, and this has to do with a new voter classification. Currently, under current law, a person can ask their voter registration be canceled. And this is important because December 31st is the deadline that defines your eligibility for a primary party, whether it's a candidate or a voter. Some people are coming in after December 31st, canceling their voter registration, then coming back in a day or two later, or a week later, whatever the time may be, and re-registering and changing their party. If they do this before the January filing deadline, of course, they're also eligible, I think, to be candidates for that new party. This would specify that any change that's instigated by the voter as far as changing or canceling their registration and re-registering, that they would not be defined as a new voter for political party preferences. and thank the committee for their indulgence.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that.